And today we're going to be making a square and a square quilt block. So this square is 5 inches. If you'd like to make another size, don't worry, I have a printable that has 9 different sizes for different the cut measurements that you'll need to make the different sizes. So go ahead and grab that. But let's get started here. We'll need 2 different sizes of fabric. So we'll need 1 piece of fabric that is 5.5 inches, and that is going to be our center square here. Now for the corners, we're going to be needing 4 squares of fabric, and these are 3 inches. So we've got our 4 squares. The first thing we'll need to do is we're just going to take them, we're going to flip them upside down, and we're going to draw a line on the back side. And this line is just going to go from corner to corner, just like that. So go ahead and do that on each of your squares. Now this is not required, but I do feel like it improves accuracy. I haven't had trouble with the pencil showing through on the other side. So I do be careful not to just do a super dark line, but I haven't had any issue with it, especially when the color is darker like this. So then we'll go. Okay, so we have our pieces of fabric here. We have the 5.5 inch square. This is right side up. And then we have our squares. We're going to take 2 of them to begin with. Oh. So we have right side up. We're going to place the right side face down in one corner of the bigger square, and then we'll put one in the opposite corner of the bigger square. Now we're going to want to make sure that the lines that we drew are parallel to each other. And then we'll go to the sewing machine and we will just sew along each of these lines. Alright, so you can see here I've got these sewn, and next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a little cutting mat here, and then we're going to trim off the extra on these corners. So I'm going to take a quilting ruler. You can see along the edge right here there is a 1/4 inch marking, and that is the line we're going to want to line up on the stitching that we just did. We'll just line it up there, and then we cut along the edge of the ruler, and that will give us a 1/4 inch from the seam. So we'll just do that on both sides. Just like that. So now these pieces right here, if you'd like, you can go ahead and sew along them and make a little half square triangle. You'll get 4 of them. You could do a little pinwheel with them if you'd like, something like that, just to use up your scraps. Alright, so next we will open up our block. So we're just going to pull up the side just like this, and we'll press that open just like that. Okay. So then we'll have our last 2 pieces. We're just going to take them again right side down, and we'll place them in the 2 corners that we have not put a square yet. And then again, remember, make sure that the lines are running parallel to each other, and then head to the sewing machine and sew along both of the lines. Okay, so we have our squares sewn on, and we will just repeat this process of trimming off the edges. Then we'll just press it open, and then that's all there is to it. It's a really easy block. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this block. So for example, if you had a special fabric that you like that had like an image of a cute little animal or something that you wanted to showcase, then you would fussy cut that so it could be like framed inside the block. Another thing you could do is to just do some like embroidery or something like that inside of the block. Just as a reminder, I have that printable for all the different sizes, and then next week we're going to be doing a similar block, but I'm going to be doing a different method. This is called the economy block. So basically you have a centerpiece, but then you build on it to make like a square and a square and a square, I guess you could say. So stay tuned for that for next week.